Hey guys, this is Kendrick Butler. Welcome to Classical Pilates on Demand. First things first, we're going to work a little bit on our breathing. We're going to start from the top of the mat here, and then gently have our feet about hip width apart, hands behind the back of our head, knees slightly bent, and we're going to hinge at our hips here, keeping our back nice and flat, putting that tension on our hamstrings, coming up, shifting our hips forward, compressing our core, okay? Now, we want to do this nice and easy so that we can feel the tension and just get used to our body mechanics. I'm looking for about 10 total reps. And that's 3. If you want a little bit more engagement, when I come up, I want to tuck my chin the whole time. Just a few more reps. That's it. Flat back. Last 2. And last rep. Make it count. Nice and slow. Excellent. All right, now you can use a resistance band if you want to for a little bit of extra tension. I want you to take your hands here, have the thumbs pointing forward. This is called the sagittal plane. Okay, we're gonna take them, lift them above our heads, retract our shoulder blades, and again, we're just getting our shoulders nice and warmed up, lengthen down, and we're gonna do this also for about 10 total reps, keeping that constant tension. Even if we don't have resistance, we can kind of make it up. And just to add a little bit of breathing in there, we're going to inhale through our nose, coming down. Exhale through our mouth, coming up. 5 more. Almost there, last 3. Good posture. And last 1. All right, great job getting warmed up, team. We're going to start by getting our legs nice and fired up. We're going to go into a nice wide sumo position. Feet are about shoulder width apart, toes angled out. And we're going to go down for 10 total squats. Chest up, knee at hip, making sure that when we stand up, we never lock our knees, staying engaged the entire time, working on those mechanics, shifting the hips forward. And what we're doing is we're building up kinetic energy coming down and then transferring to our glutes. 10's going to be the magic number today. All right, 5 more to go. Now you'll notice a common theme today in a lot of our movements. It'll consist of full range motion, pulsing repetitions, and then of course finishing up with a little bit of isolation. Last rep. And up. All right, and like I mentioned previously before, you can put a little bit of resistance bands above your knees. I'm going a little bit of body weight. Next thing we're going to do here is we're going to do the same movement, pulsing for about 15 seconds. And with the pulse, I'm looking for the deepest part of your squat coming up halfway, shortening that muscle, never a full extension. Hold it for about 10 more seconds. And you can feel the tension. In 5, 2, and 1. All right, take your time, catch your breath. Last thing here, we're going to go into an isometric hold Going down into that sumo squat, holding it, good posture for 10 total seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent job, team. All right, now we're going to face outward on our mat. We're going to go into a strict lunge. I'm going to put reverse lunge back here, making sure that I am balancing on my toe. Also, when doing a lunge, we want to make sure that our knee is never going over that toe, because that'll put tension on our knee. We want to make sure we drop straight down, 90 degrees here, 90 degrees back here. 10 lunges, coming down, keeping that tension, chest up. And you want to push through the front heel. Last 2. And 1 more. All right, I'm gonna take my other foot, meet that one. And why don't we go ahead and switch. Same position. Working on balance and stability. Coming down into my 10 lunges. Notice that I'm not locking my knee at the top. I'm still building up that same kinetic energy, transferring it to my glutes and my hips. All right, we got about 3 more lunges here. Finish strong. Last rep. Excellent. All right, now we're going to go back to our original leg here, and we're going to do back-to-back combinations following that same theme. Going into a pulsing motion, so I want to come down to the deepest part of my lunge and stop halfway. Okay, shortening that muscle, really putting good healthy stress on it for 15 seconds. So close. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there for a moment. Last thing on this leg, we're going to go down into an isometric pause. 10 seconds. The deepest part of your lunge. Hold it there nice and steady. Control your breathing. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feel that burn. Now stepping back. Same thing here. 15 seconds of pulsing repetitions. Halfway. You want to inhale through your nose coming down. Exhale coming up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, hold it there for 1 more moment. Isometric hold, 10 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. All right, we're gonna walk it back to the top of the mat here. Going into our floor work, slight bend in your knee. We're gonna do a nice gentle inchworm, flat hands, not putting too much pressure on your fingertips. Crawling out into a nice high plank position, knees on the ground. Lower my chest down to the ground. Going into a high plank here, pushing up, holding my position. Of course, your modification, you can be on your knees, tilting your hips forward, but we're gonna hold that for about 20 seconds. Give me your best. Just 10 more seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's give it a little challenge. Gently lower my forearms down to the ground. And that same modification applies. Pull that belly button in. Hold for 20 seconds. And 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest up. Got a couple more here. Gonna rest here on our side. Going to a side plank, forearm right below my shoulder blade. 2 ways you can do your stance. You can stack your toes, opposing hand up, bridge up from there. Modification, I'll take my bottom leg, rest my knee on the ground, and then bridge from there. Whatever makes you feel more comfortable. Just give me your best. 20 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. Let's hold. Chin up, chest open. Ten. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower yourself down. Opposite side coming up. And when you do these isometric core, like the planks, the leg work we did at the beginning, they fatigue you, make these planks a little bit harder. So there's a method to the madness here. Don't forget your modification if you have to. Arm up in the air, bridge up, chin up, chest open. Ten seconds. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We are done with those. Now we get to lay down our back, get to learn our body a little bit better. I want you to bend your knees, and we're going to work on some pelvic floor work, okay? First things first, I want you to make a big curve in your spine, and then actively press your lower back up against the floor, compressing your abdominals, and then curving that spine to stretch them, and then pressing again. This is a body mechanical movement here. Learning more mind to muscle. And we're going to do this about 10 times just to get used to our body. 5 more. Inhale through your nose as you curve that spine. Exhale through your mouth as you squeeze and compress your core. Last 2. 1 more. That's it. All right, now time to get to our floor abdominal work, because that's what we came here for. I want you to first start by bending your legs at 9 degrees, pointing your toes, resting your forearms or your arms on the floor, and then also actively pressing your lower back up against the floor. We're going to start by bringing our left foot down to the mat, bringing it back to the middle and center, switching legs, 5 on each, 10 total. And part of the work is never being in a rush, taking it step by step, breath by breath. Last one. And then in between movements, we're going to just hug our knees. Rest here for a moment. Then back into that 90-degree position, squeezing that lower back. I'm going to lengthen my left leg now. Lengthen it. Get it as close to the floor as possible without touching. Bring it back to center and switch. 5 on each. 10 total. And if you want more of a challenge, you can lift your shoulders off of the ground. Get a little bit more engagement here. And as we get stronger and more advanced in our movements, we'll realize how important the breathing is. Exhale on the push. Inhale on the eccentric. 1 more on each. Big breath. All right. Hug those knees. You got it. All right, let's go ahead and put our feet here on the ground. Still squeezing that lower back up against the floor. Hands behind my head. 10 modified crunches. Keeping my chin up. Raising my shoulder blades off of the ground. Just to get the upper abdominals nice and fired up. And what I do with everything is really work on my time under tension coming down, because that's where I really build the muscle. 3 more. Last one. Excellent. Let's advance that movement now. Taking it up a notch. Straighten my legs out here, arms overhead. We're going to go into 10 overhead sit-ups. I'm going to sit up, rock my body, bring my shoulders behind my head, and then slowly, as slow as I can, lower my body back to the floor. Hands stay behind my head. Repeat. And your goal here is to keep your hands as high as possible. They shouldn't be out in front of your body. You want to stay in that sagittal plane. Same thing with the breathing. Exhale coming up. Inhale coming down. And notice when I sit up, there's intention to squeeze right here at the top. To put good stress on those abdominals halfway. Last 2. Make this your last and best one. Great job, team. Let's bring those knees in. Hug them out a little bit. All right, we have a couple more movements here. Let's go into the hamstring hugs. Lengthen both my legs. I'm gonna lift my shoulders off the ground. Both feet elevated. Take my left leg, keep it as straight as I can. Pull that leg as close as I can to my body. And then lower it down and switch legs. 10 total. Never being in a rush. Halfway.
Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. It's alright.
Last 2.
Little darling, the smiles return.
All right, I'm starting to feel that. Hug those knees.
Little darling, it seems like
and our last one will be the alternate V-up. If you want to challenge yourself more, you can go into a full version. A full version will be both feet coming up at the same time. But I'm thinking at this point we can just do an alternate one leg at a time.
Here comes the sun.
And what I like most about an alternate V-up,
It's alright. Here comes
very
the
easy to
sun.
modify depending on how you're feeling that day. If I want to challenge myself more, I can leave my foot out there a little bit further, sit up a little bit higher, lengthen down. If I'm not feeling it today, I can just bring my leg closer and tap. Either one's okay.
Here comes the sun.
Last one of each.
Here comes the sun.
You got it. All right. Take a little bit of a breather. We're going to go into some hip work here. This is a great opportunity that if you do have resistance bands, to put them slightly above your knees to put tension on your hips. If not, body weight will do. You want to bring your knees in close to your body. I like to have my heels within hand's reach here. Okay. The closer our feet are to our body, the more the higher we can bridge up and the more range of motion we have. Okay. Let's go ahead and rest our head down for a second. And then what I want us to do is we're going to push through our heels for a total of 20 reps. If you want to have more engagement in your core, you can lift your shoulder blades off the ground. Sink up. And then we're going to sink down. After our bottom hits, reset our core by pressing that lower back. And then repeat that motion. Let's do an exaggerated amount of reps here. 15 to be exact.
You thought you could fix him up. I aspire to be like you in a way, but I don't think that I'll get that today.
And you'll start feeling a little bit of a rhythm.
I know that you want me to change,
Learning how your body operates.
but I gotta go my separate ways. Got you waiting for like 7 months.
We got 5 more reps here. Let's do a little trick here. These last 5, I want you to hold the top for 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Reset. Back up. 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Reset. Back up. 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Reset that core. Back up. And hold. 3, 2, 1. Last one coming up. Reset that core. Back up and hold. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work, guys. All right, let's get those hips nice and fired up. I'm going to lay on my left side. I like to get nice and comfortable here. Rest on my arm. We're going to go through a hip complex. I'm going to dorsiflex my toe, which means I'm going to pull my toe back closer towards my body. It's going to stretch my hamstrings out while I do it. And we're going to do 10 total reps of all the movements consecutively on one leg. If you would like to modify, you could actually switch sides in between movements. And if you want to challenge yourself more, you can keep that resistance band slightly above the knee. Let's go into 10 lateral leg lifts. Never putting too much of your body into it, just enough. Nice straight line up. And whatever your range of motion is, that's okay. Maybe it's right here. Maybe you can lift all the way up. 3 more. Last one. All right, take a little bit of a breather here. Now we're going to go into the lateral leg sweeps. These are my favorites. Your goal is to make sure your foot never drops. Lift it up about hip width and then slide that foot forward without your body moving. Stabilize. Squeeze the glutes in the back. You almost want to pretend like you're dragging your foot across the table. Never dropping that height. That's the challenge of it all. Ooh, feel that burn. Last two here, guys. And one more. All right, bring it down. Shake it off. We have 5 circular rotations each way. I'm going to start by bringing it forward. 5 rotations. Good. Take a breather. Now to go back. Here we go. Last one. Oh man, that's a meanie right there. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Same combination. I'm going to get down nice and comfortable. Resting out. Going into the lateral leg lift. Don't forget to dorsiflex that toe. Lift up. 10 raises. And you guys are doing a great job.
When the fire's low in December, when the rain strikes on the shutters, give me hope in the darkness that running around in the summer like suffer with.
And last one. Come on down. Take a little bit of a breather. Time for our lateral leg sweeps. Lift that leg up about hip width apart. Drag it across my body. Pull back. Be as still as I can.
Shine in the darkest places. Someday it is in your hands. The road of this sad face. Maybe you can move on. Shine in the darkest places.
I know for me, this is probably the weaker part of my body. That's why I see so much value in Pilates. I can really work on those things. Good. Last 3.
Shine in the darkest places. When the world blows up, remember when the pain spikes face December. Give me hope.
And last one here. Get it strong. And squeeze. Come on down. Take a breather. Now we're going to go into our 5 circles. I like to start backwards and forward. Just 5.
Someday it is in your hands. The road of this sad face. Maybe you can move on. Shine in the darkest places.
Take a breather, and then we're going to come back the opposite way. We're getting so close to the end.
Shine in the darkest places.
Last 2. All right, we did it. Let's go ahead and roll over on our bellies. Gonna push up into a tabletop position. Last little things here. Gonna make sure my hands are close to my knees so that I'm balanced and stabilized. And we're gonna go into a bird dog position. Thumbs pointing up. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Lengthen my body. We're gonna go into an alternate motion. Switching hands and legs, being as stable as we can. 4 on each, just to close things out. 2. Each time, reaching further.
'Cause it feels like I'm floating in space.
And if you struggle here, that's okay. That's why we're working on it.
Again, in my own failures come alive.
Last one,
Say
on each.
that I've been lost inside my head.
Excellent. All right, let's go ahead and go into a nice stretching position. I'm going to have our feet close together, knees out, arms out in front of me. I'm going to sit back on my heels, forehead resting here on the ground, taking a lot of that tension off of my hips that I just finished working. And at this moment, I'm just being thankful that I was able to do the movements to the best of my ability. Bring my arm through and sweep.
My body's here, but my mind's away.
And switch.
So I'm still standing on my own again. And I can't find the way.
Excellent. Can't forget that cobra. Let's go ahead and lower ourselves down here.
Still lost inside my
Push up through my forearms and my palms, sorry. Lower myself down. Push up into a high plank position. And then slowly inchworm myself all the way back to the top. And that's it. Thank you guys for coming to the class. I appreciate the challenge. Again, you have modifications if you need to, and I look forward to seeing you on more on-demand classes. Thank you.